Hi guys, just gonna do a quick car boot pickup vid of a random assortment of stuff, which will hopefully make some money. A few standard things, few things which I've never bought before, a few things which are untested, so I need to test them. Things which are easy to post, things which are a bitch to post, things which are probably a bit out of season, and things which are going to be coming into season. So, enough waffle. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through this stuff, won't take long. So, I'll just start here. I love buying, is it OEM? Like the original factory stereos. It doesn't matter if they're cassette or CD or single din like this or double din. The double din ones can be quite good, but these can be just as good. You know, it just looks plain as anything. But this is a BMW Mini original car stereo, which someone's obviously yanked out and put in something else, Alpine or whatever the fuck they've chosen. But yeah, so my favourite types are, this is actually, see, BMW stereos used to be Blaupunkt or Alpine, but Blaupunkt ones can be quite good. If they're cassette, if they're old Blaupunkt cassette, I've sold ones and you think, oh god, it's just, you know, £50 to £70. This one, see, older ones are easier because they don't tend to need a code. This will more than likely need a code, but there are websites where you can get them, and if you ask people who are on there nicely, there's a way that they work out what the correct code is or give you a new code, and a lot of the time, you know, for any people, they're quite happy to do it for you. But yeah, so without the code, I think this was £1. Without the code, probably 20 to 25 quid. So that's that. Where can I put that? Stay. Okay, some guy had a load of video game stuff, and he was a dealer, and he had this. I was like, oh, how much is Super Nintendo? It's like a tenner. He had loads of controllers, and I said to him, they're all spares, aren't they? And he's like, yeah. But he promised me that this worked, even though it's brittle at the back, or maybe it's the heat, and I think it's just got dashed in the post. I think he said he posted it, and then it came back, and it was like this, but I don't mind for a tenner. Of course, he even got there, I didn't even see that. I don't know if he's tried to glue. I think it's just, this yellowed part is probably so brittle. Like I snapped off a couple of those bits by mistake. But for a tenner, I ain't going to turn it down for a tenner. So I will test it out. It looks okay in there. Might need a little clean. But anyway, for a tenner, I ain't going to turn it down. He also had these, and I've bought these in the past, and I'm so sure, and there's even the box one, I'm sure that they used to do a lot better than they do now. Now they're, I don't know, I think I'll be lucky to get 15 quid for that, and a tenner for that, to be honest. But I paid 2 quid each. Oh no, sorry, £4, £2, so £6 for the two. So, so yeah, I thought that would be like 25 quid. And you know, 15, but anyway, you know, and also there's no way for me to test the bloody things, so I don't know. Yeah, so this is the thing, you know, I'll have to sell them as untested. I know a lot of people sell stuff as untested, which means it's broken, but these would be genuinely untested because I've got no way of telling. I can't put a battery in the back and just whack a tape in and see if it goes around, because it's powered via the main unit, I assume. So, but this would be nice because it's got the original, like the proper box and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that's those. I picked up this great little Pokemon bag. It's really nice. I do pick up these types of bags when I see them, because this is the label. I think it was 99. 2000. Okay, yeah, it was 2000. Super clean, really, really nice. Yeah. There's loads of grown men that are still into Pokemon and would buy this type of thing. So I don't know, maybe 20 quid. That was £2, I think, or £2.50. But yeah, I think the best one of those that I've ever had, and it's a bit of a, I hate the fucking phrase bolo, but it was Small Soldiers stuff, like from the film, the mid-90s sort of family film. Small Soldiers stuff does excellently. I had one of these bags, Small Soldiers, and I'm sure I got like 50 quid for it. All of the figures go really well. It's a really good franchise to look out for, Small Soldiers. Is it Chip Hazard and all of that? The Gargans, I don't know. Anyway, waffling. What should we do next? Okay, this beast here. Okay, this is, it weighs a ton, so it's got an amp, and it's got connectors for fun along the back. So what it says on there, it's an FM AM receiver. I don't know if sound field, is that the correct DB930? That's what it says. So I got this, and it had a remote. It's got a remote, and I paid a tenner for it. And again, it's untested, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in and see if it works. If it turns on, and I can make I don't know if that's supposed to pop that open. I don't know, maybe when it's powered on, press that and then it'll pop down. Yeah, I'm going to plug it in, try a few buttons, make sure that all the lights light up and everything. And it weighs a ton, but if bubble wrap it in cardboard, and then get a bigger box, pack the box out with loads of paper, put the box in the box so it's suspended in the middle, and it will be fine. It's no problem. It'll cost a tenner to post with Hermes, because it weighs over 10 kg. It's a beast. But no, that's good. So it was a tenner. Yeah, the remote's knackered, unfortunately. It's got corrosion in it. I'm going to try and see if I can save it, and then I could sell it separately, like the remote separately, for 20 quid. But I reckon I can get between 50 and 100 quid for that, which is cool. Oh god, but it does weigh a ton. This Korg pad control, like mini studio, it says on there, and the sound effects and shit. So yeah, I paid, he wanted 20 quid. He said, oh, I've had it on eBay and it won't sell, and I was like, okay, whatever. I paid a tenner as a bundle with a couple of other things, some Wii games and some DVDs and shit. And he said that he couldn't sell it. I was like, okay, whatever. But I think it's a good sign maybe that if he tried to sell it, it should be working, because you wouldn't think that he would try and sell it if it weren't. So I've got a 9-volt power supply. I'm just going to try it out and test it, and again, this will be 50 quid. Model KPC-1. So yeah, as long as it works okay, it's 50 quid. I don't mind. I'll take a risk for the sake of a tenner, because I could sell it spares and repairs for a tenner anyway. So it's all good. These camping gas things, okay, this is like obviously a bit out of season, but this sort of stuff, great. I saw them on the table, and they're monsters. So you just whack them into one of the cans of gas, and then these bits you can turn around to stand them. So if you're in your tent, the guy said that he used them when he moved into a new place and they didn't have any central heating, so he had 2 of these, and he says they absolutely kick out heat. So it's got like a little ignition thing in there, and then that whole thing just heats heats up. But yeah, these were great. So I got 2 of these in the box, and he said yeah, he'd only use them for that one thing. I paid 10 quid for the 2 of these with a canister of gas for each one, and I think they should be easily £25 each. I think maybe more, maybe 30. I don't do free postage on anything. I don't understand why people do free postage on stuff. I can understand if it's a CD or DVD, but there's people on who do vids and stuff, and it's fine, it's their decision, and they're selling stuff, and it's like, oh no, I do free postage on everything. It's like, it makes no difference. If someone's buying this for £29.99, they're going to pay £3.90 postage, you know. And then if they buy 2, they get, you know, it's only 1 postage. I'm not, yeah, I put postage on everything. So, mini rant. So, they're good. So that could be like, it's an easy 50 quid. So, £20 profit on each one. Nice pair of DMs that I got. Unfortunately, no laces with them, but they're super clean. And, unfortunately, oh shite, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. What to look out for on DMs, obviously, is if they're made in England. And until I'd done this, I didn't even notice. But, oh, why won't... It says that, look, made in England. I didn't even know that. So these are either vintage or, because all DMs now are made in Thailand. Because obviously it's a lot cheaper. But all of the ones that are... that's fantastic. These must be vintage then. Sorry about this shite camera work. Made in England in there. So you can still buy made in England DMs from the DM shop, but they cost a lot more. So for a regular pair of, like I bought my last pair of dealer boots I bought cost me £90, and they're just made in Thailand ones. If I'd have bought the made in England dealer boots, they would cost 150 quid. So these are either vintage, or it's probably a way of telling. Maybe they are. They're either vintage or they're the more expensive ones that were made in the UK, and they're modern, but I don't know. Size 6, that's fine. So that's, I didn't even know that because they cost me 2 quid. I wouldn't have cared if, you know, obviously it's better that they're made in England. But they're so clean. I just need to get a proper pair of laces for them, and that's going to be 50 quid, no problem. Now, especially because they're the made in England ones, 50 quid, boom, maybe more. Okay, I got this book. Sorry about that. Oh, let's move it there. Fucking. I got this bad boy. Really nice Phillips, double tape deck, and I think this will probably be late 80s. Late 80s, must be early 90s. Because if I had, in about 94, I had one, but it had a CD player on the top. But this has got a great array of knobs and switches and stuff. And a bit dusty, needs a clean, but this is fantastic. Again, I think this should be easily 70 quid, maybe more, I don't know. Whenever I'm selling stuff, it's always best to try and set a new price. Don't just go with the crowd. If there isn't one on there but they're similar, just stick another tenner on it, stick another 20 quid on it. It doesn't matter if it's clean, because I see quite a lot of different ones of these and they're always knackered, and apart from a bit of dust, you know, it's nice and clean. But I will test it fully and make sure. This was it was either 4 or 5 quid, which is nuts, absolutely nuts. I think, you know, people look at it, it's like, oh, it hasn't got a CD player, that's a bit old, isn't it? It's like, get rid of it. But yeah, so this is turbo bass, and I reckon 70 quid. But yeah, and as I said before with that other red one that I had, just make sure that the that's okay. Can be replaced, but it's nice that it doesn't need to be. So yeah, boom. Almost there, I've waffled on enough. Oh, I was going to say, just keep hold of a couple of tapes because it'll come in handy to test the thing out with. I bought some records, which is my main love really, but as I've said before, I'm going to put down here. Buying records is not as easy as it used to be. You know, I used to come back with tons of quality stuff, and it just don't happen anymore. There's so many people out looking for them, and the amount of stuff that's there has gone. You know, all of the lit lofts from that people had stuff stashed away from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even in the 90s, all that stuff has come out and gone, and you know, it will never, that whole thing will never happen again, you know. And a lot of it is the same with video games. Most of those kids of that generation, all of their stuff has more than likely come out of, you know, and gone, and the only stuff that you see at boot sales now, it's not genuine kids collections from a box in the loft from the 90s. It's going to be regurgitated stuff which has appeared and gone into someone else's collection and then come out again, and you know, you don't get those special loft finds really anymore. So, you know, unless it's house clearance, maybe some, you know, but very, very rare. And the same with Star Wars stuff. You know, I used to get tons of Star Wars stuff. I used to go through any box of toys and it's like, oh look, Star Wars figure, dun dun dun. Oh god, I had hundreds. Oh well. Anyway, so I bought these records, waffle. I bought these records. There was a guy in front of me, really nice chap. He didn't really, I don't think he knew too much about LPs. I was trying to give him some tips, you know. He's like, oh, there's some, you know, because I said there was some Beatles stuff in there, and it's like anything, it's condition, and these aren't in very good condition. Like seriously, it's fucking rat chewed, taped up, but still, for all of this bunch, I paid 15 quid, and you know, for the sake of 15 quid, there's 15 records there. I think he said £2 at first, and I got the lot for 15. So, you know, even though they're, you know, they are pretty knackered, but still don't see Beatles at car boot sales that often for cheap. So, please me, if this was gold and black, if the label was gold and black on this, instead of yellow and black, if this is the gold and black first edition, even in bad condition, you'd be looking at about 400 quid. I can't remember whether it's mono or stereo. Oh, sit down, my knees. Being a crate digger at boot sales for years, I've got a bad knee from going through so many bloody boxes of records and stuff. Anyway, so please me. Sergeant Pepper's. Again, the records will play, but they're just not collector. They're not collector's quality, you know. Oh, it's even got the little insert in here, which has had a bit cut out of. But yeah, someone will. It's why I love vinyl. It's so much better than CDs and stuff, and it's why I think kids are coming back to it, because MP3s and all of that shit. It's just, you know, you want to be able to listen to it, read the lyrics, look at the pictures and stuff. Okay, this might be the best one out of it. This is, just because the condition's not so bad, this is Paul McCartney's first solo album, I believe. Well, it's definitely Paul McCartney. I don't know if it's his first solo. I think it might be. And yeah, PCX 7102. Sorry if I'm boring you guys, but records great. But this is on Apple, which is a great label to pick up. And I looked, and the matrix number is A/2U, and a B/2U, so it's a very early press. I don't know if it's first press, because I don't know if, yeah, I don't know if it's first press. The Who, just like an 80s reissue, from, it was from the film, yeah, music from the soundtrack of the movie. This is more interesting, even though it's like a later reissue. I hadn't seen it before. I think it was collection, just Hard Day's Night. I'll just take this, and with the Beatles. Yep. So this is Hard Day's Night as well. So. Yeah, so this is Hard Day's Night as well. I don't know if this guy was a collector or whether, I don't know, because another one of those. Fleetwood Mac's great. Fleetwood Mac stuff does quite well, and I think these are all quite clean. There's like a few Fleetwood Macs in here. Yeah. Stevie Nicks. Hotel California, Eagles. I picked this up, just it's good to see. I had the 12-inch picture disc of this once. Yeah, classic. So I'm going to keep that. When the new film comes out, I'll shove it online. Another Fleetwood Mac, another Fleetwood Mac. I only picked this up because it will go quite well. Rocket Man film's coming out soon, with Taron Egerton playing Elton John, so I've got quite a lot of Elton John LPs, and they'll go well when that comes out. And last of all, Ian Jury, Hit Me With Your Ribbon Stick. I loved this when I was a kid. 1978, and There Ain't Half Been Some Clever Bastards. Yeah, okay, that's the LPs. And then last, I bought a bag of Nerf, and they're quite cool ones. They just bosh. And the woman was like, just give me it's the same one as that one that was just out. Where is it? Oh, there. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, there's 3 of these ones. That one ain't got a clip. They all work. And a bunch of other stuff. So it's got a nice stock. But sometimes these can break down quite well, like the stock will come off. You can sell that separately. And little sights and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that was a £5. I don't know. I don't know whether to do a bundle or sell them individually. But anyway, I think that's everything, and I think I've waffled on far too long. It's been like 23 minutes, so I'm sorry if you got to the end. Thanks. Sorry. And I'll speak to you soon.